Hi everyone. I have a calling to bring forth about knowing who you are. So we're going to begin this with a card. A discussion, a channel, and a chat. Yes. Three of Fire. What a beautiful card. It actually reminds you of the shell that I was going to show you in my last video that I found on the beach the other day. And let's see if I can just sit it there on something else. Gorgeous. Love it. So yeah, this card is reminding me of it. So it looks like a ship though, and someone is on that ship, and our message is the Three of Fire. So part of a journey that is beginning to move forward by the looks, and being the three along the path, it's taken off, but there'll be a message for the momentum of it. Three of Fire. Expansion of opportunities, the fullness of creativity, achievements. I am on the right path toward my success. I have an abundance of opportunities before me. I need to trust myself, for I can make good choices for myself and co-create situations and relationships that are in harmony with my heart's desire. Exactly what has been brought to my attention, for us to go in a little deeper with that aspect of who we are. Because who we are can be a distraction that the world provides. And so we get manipulated into thinking with our mind resources, and through energy of the years, people can see ways of how that can be manipulated, and we start to believe we are a part of what we've been sold about us. So there is a detachment and a pulling away, and then a dropping in to oneself. And only allowing in truths that really, like, I love the way Carolyn Myss describes pebbles in the well. So when you get a piece of information from life, it can naturally fall into your well and fall all the way down because it resonates truth with you. And you can feel a grounding and a belonging that, yes, that resonates all the way down. A pebble in your well. Or we can begin to think, living in certain environments, that whatever we're fed needs to fill up our well, and that is who we are. No. So that's this reminder, this calling forth that if we don't detach from old, and the signs are you don't feel well. If you feel in your physical body, or if your mind is stressed, so this village, my body feels this way, I'm getting all these signs, my mind feels like it's got too much going on, or my emotions are constantly and completely looking for attachment because I don't know why I feel this way. Like all this separation components of ourselves overwhelming the being instead of finding some nice balance in these aspects of ourself as wholeness. So be careful what you take in from the outside world. You don't have to act on it all, believe it all, for fear that that's what you need to know to become more of you. Because your becoming more of you comes from you already. And that's what you need to trust in your gut, that growing up is you becoming you. So don't get fed anything, just like anything, and tell it has to go and you need time to grow from within yourself. Because in this exact way that I've described, like a map of someone who has felt lost, manipulated, afraid, scared to share oneself, relationships can get very messy because the person is always trying to sort stuff out from a mental picture out here, emotionally doesn't know why that doesn't feel in balance without here, because the emotions are trying to say, that's not you. Why do you keep following it? Signposts. Emotionally, like the closest sensation toward your physicality to do with yourself. And then your physicality is like, I feel so bogged down, I feel this, I feel that. Well, it's not some magical, mystical element that's going to come along and have a magic trick for you. You are actually human, light man. So you must actually do for yourself the balancing and removal by listening to your interior world. Okay? Your interior world is the becoming. It is not being fed something from the outside like a baby bottle. It is you becoming. Now, if that has been shut down and your life is showing you at any age that you are, that your becoming has been stagnant, held down in particular lower vibrations, via you believing in them, via you having to be with it, etc., then you got clearing, you got inner self-focus with conviction to keep the clearing happening, because you must be determined for the interior growth. If you keep looking outside with your two eyes and saying, I should be fed something for my growth, you're not going to grow. You're going to physically feel unwell. There's another word to describe stagnation that I'm looking for, like dormant processes, because outside is not giving me what I want. I don't feel very well, is the emotions. And then the body it's just telling you the truth. Yeah, you don't feel very well because you take everything in from out there. And you got to let it go. Stop. It's not your source protection. Whilst on earth, you will not be able to connect with everyone because you have to stand out away from them at times. Not egotistically, like, this is who I am and I must protect it. No, you must stand away so people can actually see the full capacity of your light. That you are not to mimic or copy or please. You need to become. So you must have trust in that and stand alone for however long. And in that aloneness, yeah, you're becoming, but you must open up that becoming. If you're getting signs, you have to share yourself. You see, from a closed down pod seed, where is it? Where is it? It's from within. Share who you're becoming. Choose new things. Got some signs? New light in the world? Go towards it. You're not going to get fed until you start sharing. You give, you receive. Don't just tell anyone what they got to have and wait to receive a certain thing. Just give who you are becoming. Don't rigidly say, this is who I am and I expect this kind of growth from you. No one else has got to serve anyone in that way. So slap yourself on the forehead and let it go. Detach from the world, telling it should feed you. And only take in, at minimal, to begin with, after you are doing your part. Here I am. Oh, that doesn't match me anymore. Oh, I don't need to be fed by that anymore. Oh, I don't have to have from them anymore. I am fulfilling my path. On the journey forward. All right. Let's have a channel. Let's have a spirit receive, which flows through all the time, one with, because they are like your higher companions at your service for lighting up your soul, reminders, moving forward, exactly where you're at, triggering responses of an expanse nature. But they were the ones that called forth when I asked, why is it that someone I know keeps doing the same things, copying whatever messages he hears, even though they don't do anything for him? He must be taking in things as though identifying with them, like anything the world offers is who he is. And my guide said to me, it's time for everybody to know who they really are. And in our instancy of communication in this way, because they are fully appreciated by me at heart level. So there's you know how you know someone, but you don't even have to speak to them? You can just be with them and like you kind of just know. It's this higher, loving, peaceful knowing that you're connecting. Yeah, well, that's what guides are like, highest light guides of ours. If you choose to receive. So I asked if that was in speaking. Am I to speak about that? And they said yes. More. Just open it up. So as I do, no real borders or boundaries. A card, a discussion, a channel, and a chat. Let's open it up. Why is it important? because it's been so easy for everyone to copy. And manipulate it. But never fear, you came here for this time where you are like clamshells opening to the divine. You are that. You've come here at this time, and that was part of the agreement for your landing. And some people continue to not see clear and would prefer to close the clamshell and just react, where their clamshell just opens and shuts and opens and shuts and opens and shuts. Like they open it to scream curses at the world. I don't want to come out. Why did this have to happen to me? How come you're not doing what I want? Don't you know who I am? So they're not opening to their true selves in agreeance of why they came. We were well aware there would be lots of shift and change. Some fall victim and prey to keep things same. As we are highlighting and continue to with whomever hears, nothing stays same. That would be like putting concrete all over you. Do you want a burial or do you want a breakthrough? And Teresa will, with our guided recommendation, post a picture, which is on her TikTok, of a growth coming between two concrete boulders. As we'd like to highlight, this is your times. There is nothing stopping your growth. Only you can put up these boulders. There is nothing highlighted that you should stop breaking through and becoming more of you. Now is the time for breakthroughs. Yes, we are pleased too. There are lots of screams and cries out on your planet for this breakthrough. As the contrast finds balance. Not sure if you see, but my hand at the base of this balanced position is coming up through the solar plexus. The light is breaking through the screams and cries for help on this planet. That which was stuck coming loose through mentality, through choice. Loosening up now. So you, individual, breakthrough. From an energy turning away from the light, and coming back into full cooperation as one with. We are the New Earth platform occurring. Anything you feel inside identifying to pull on this platform is your own responsibility to let go of. No one here is to make your choices. You are to detach from old to rise up. And move forward. And feed the rest of your being. With light. Streaming through. Diamond light path led. Light. Supported. Moving forward. You see the amazing gift of connection? It's just of a purity light presence, speaking to us of heaven, and the fact we receive heaven, we are heaven. So, without the distance or the glamour association of heaven, know that you are. And walk a light path. God bless heaven's hand. So much high notes. There might be a singing message soon. I'll wait for a bit more of a forward momentum. Because as you can see from this message, there is still particular things going on for this kind of message to go forward. And so I must maintain my inner outer balance, because there's still struggle in the field and we are still bringing light to the contrast. That's what all messages are. But I have been going through a light upgrade with the high notes recently, so there will be more to come. High and low and vast, whatever the message calls upon, calls forth, calls upon. So gracias, my highest momentum, muchachos. Any further inspiring shifts for our awareness? Know that for each and every one of you, there are always a certain few that you will want, need, or have to be of assistance for. Your connections on earth are never solitude. You're never meant to stay solitude. Even when solitude, you're still of assistance, just not as much. So always know there is always someone waiting for your light. Okay? There is always someone living their life, and when your light shines, so too they are inspired. It's the nature of light. And you are light. Here, like the clam opening to be more of your light. No one else has your soul. No one else is your light. So do not hide your light. And may we join with you now for a grounding of earth to light. You are all a part. Know you all play such a perfect part without perfection. For our light to evolve on this planet. Working together. Don't have bars or beams blocking your true reality. Your most real attraction, magnetic, and living streams. You did not come here to waste your time with anything. And you can feel this. If it does not bring through more of you as a life-giving resource felt by you, do you feel life and light-giving? Only you will know. How does your grounded root chakra feel when asked? Do you feel light and life-giving of your soul? Which means you can easily feel forward flow. Be honest with your soul. standing straight, allowing, forward, light, flow. How do you feel? Can you do that anytime, any place, anywhere, like now? Have a higher thought and follow through. Because that is you. Excuse me. So the third eye, but the rest of you allows this consistent flow, life, light, supportive allowance. I can have what I want. I'm in balance. Now, the whole shift is the body moves forward. Now, if there's anything that comes in to mess with that crown and reminds the body of the old, that's your job. To say no. I light shift. That's who I am. I light shift. That's who I am. And become more of. That's who I am. Heart. Platform. I light shift. That's who I am. And that's who you are. Ground. I don't mess around. There is a transmission in that frequency. And the continued resource of this is our true technology. Light. Forward. Momentum. Guys, I'm not too sure of this momentum word in frequency. To me, it's like moment, earth, frequency, speak, thought, attached, want to but don't. More like us, momentous. We are in a momentous moment for this planet. And we must momentous. Now, moment us. Nothing else. And this is how we get less and less crying. Not that it will ever dissipate for good, but the service and purpose of emotions to deliver and learn in response. But the crying out needs to be a momentous response. So you can't bring everything with you that you've ever known. You can only carry so much. You must stay in the moment to take in the gifts of now. And now, and now, and now, and now. Because that's exactly the truth of it. Consistent change. Consistent everything in movement. So to know oneself as a light being, supported, listen and feel any message again, or you'll have remembering that triggers in your field for am I consistently in the now moment? Okay, because if life has you sitting back, then you're not taking up life's gifts. You're saying, I want out. And there's less and less help for that. That's your own choice. But life is always going to keep moving forward. And it is calling. It's up to you to go. You cannot pull life back and say, it should be a certain way just for me. That's not needed. Okay. Guides, anything else to open up for a chat before I go? 44 minutes. Love, light, law, response to the world. This picture says so much. It is a smooth sailing boat. You've started, you're on the journey. Don't stop at 3. You want to get right through to the end and feel what it's like to be. And the fire representation always in flow. A fire is never standing like, what's standing still? A fire is never, you know, a photo. So, you know, that's like what technology does to our communication these days. And we don't even think any more maturely about that. We're just like, yeah, it's cool, it's quick, I get what I want, I got my fix. But energy in motion, fire in motion. Oh no, I was reaching for this to show you my shell again. Just the smoothness of flow. And the spiral creation, showing us the true frequency of flow. Oops. But it's an ongoing evolution, not a slowed down heavy process. Freedom. Always aim toward freedom, but not at anyone else's attached expense of you or you of them. We are all our own shells sharing this whole. I do not say to this shell, I am going to be a part of you, and you are going to carry this being that I am and make all my, you are responsible for all my decisions. For instance, you know, because these are alive. These are a living energy. Creation, light, energy. So we shouldn't be doing that to anyone, because we are separate in our bodies for that reason. You are a soul that you cannot see, and you must evolve in light. If you choose to think heavy, be heavy, and point the finger at life like it has to be heavy your way, it's going to go towards the light, not the heavy. And on this planet, we have been tricked that the denser material, have all that, is the direction for us to put our energy into. But the trickery and manipulation is they'll get you into the density, and some have more. Get more from the focus on the density. So we all need mental balance with the material world. Do we have anything to share on a wider scale to do with that becoming, like, it's not becoming more of the focus, but I have spoken about it a bit more. Highest light guides. And I think I will say, I always call on highest light guides to connect with my higher self. To make a point that some spiritual people in this world can call on guidance, help, but they might believe in anything to sort out problems at the moment, like, you know, in a moment, or asked a question and just deliver an answer, but aren't really checking in with their higher self as to whether what they're receiving, even though it might be to do with doing something new and different, and the person might feel challenged, as long as it's higher guidance, which means you won't just deliver anything. You'll feel in from your gut and all the way up, and then that will wash over you and ground, and there's nothing but that. To all different intensities, depending on the question, the message, and how much information is available to assist. But just reminder that I will often say highest, because we're still going through a period where there's a lot of lower interplay, believing themselves to have power over the light, which is an endless resource of the cosmos. But still, they'll try and interfere, manipulate minds, puppeteer, use their connection of light to not assist the highest of life for all, which has been, like I said before, some will push down others thinking that's the way we balance. Some have to suffer while I rise. No, the planet was not designed for any rise of suffering so we can stand on others. We have to humble ourselves, catch our own egos running away with us, and really do the best towards opening to the light support for all. So it's a really good way to start off any card shuffling message, to get yourself present in like a spirit is a part of us, we are a part of it, not like there's a separation. There's a separation there. So highest light guidance is a part of me. It's up to me to get like neutral, not like heavy in what my human wants. I only want to hear this, because the light is working with our somewhat heaviness to be on the planet. So you have to find that neutral, receive higher, not I only want to receive the kind of guidance that's like this. I only want to receive the kind of help that is like this. It's like, okay, just put the cards down, put anything to do with anything down until you get yourself into a place that says, light works for balance, well aware that everyone has challenges. Don't expect special treatment if there are things you need to do walking your path. So say someone doesn't really want to stretch their boundaries, but it will serve their health, then you're going to get a repeat card that says, today do something different that you've wanted to do for a long time. Take steps towards it. But then the human's like, oh, I really don't want to do that. I've been avoiding that. That's exactly what spirit light is going to guide you toward. Out of the comfort and toward what your spiritual soul overseeing assistance is trying to guide you towards. You're not just a sack dumped here and fill up with suffering and then take it out on others and hope for the best and wonder why you haven't got what you want yet. We've got to be conscious and challenge and opening. Light's not going anywhere, Like people seem to think if they've had some dark stages in life, then they're here to suffer and nothing gets better for them. That is an illusion, built up belief, self-talk. Okay? You have to kind of set fire to these things once you know you're doing that to yourself. Because the truth is, take a real look. Take a presence, get present, and then take a real look around at your world. Okay? We aren't here to suffer, because if we were, you'd see dead freaking trees everywhere. You'd see no sign of beauty in life. So it's like, wake up. Some people, seriously, wake up. It's like, stop using your beautiful, energetic, built divinely perfect, right? Divinely perfect. Don't matter what you look like. Don't matter what you got. Divine, God, divine, okay? You're not built to suffer. So catch how you let your mind talk you into a suffering mentality. Because then your emotions are going to match your choices of thought. Your physicality is going to match your emotions and your choices of thought. And you're going to whinge at the freaking beautiful world where light is trying to say to you, go and do something new. And it's like, knock, knock, knock. There's been a repeat to do this. But I don't want to. All right, well, leave the world alone with your freaking whinge. And the world goes on beautifully. And then that kind of energy will attract the same thoughts and responses that says, but look at all the suffering in the world. Because they're doing the same thing as you. There are collectives choosing that. It's not the truth. You are not divinely like gorgeous trees, gardens, animals, amazing sky, sea, earth animals. All this perfection for the joy of expansion is not so. Some of you suffer for good. And wait for God to bring you everything and shine a light on you from where you are, and you don't have to make any changes. We are change and we go with the flow of change. And if you're consciously doing mind, emotion, physicality, matching density, no one's coming in to save you. You have to choose different. So open it up, get some real clearing, and let the patterns go. Because what this is creating is the cycles and the contrast where the light is trying to get into those really suffering from those really saying life can only be sorted out this way. So you have the true crying out for light assistance, and then you have the pompous I have all the light bullshit assistance when you don't, because you've been getting it from us. Get it yourself in alignment. Treat people right. It's a full-time wake up. Because some people just give themselves excuses as though I've got a suit, or I've got a position, or I've got money, or I've got this following. So I don't have to maintain a nice balance in what I give to the world. Which is what has been happening to me, because someone got his knickers in a knot and he thinks he can treat me a certain way and I should just keep delivering to him. And it's like just a constant slap in the head to this guy. And we're just about hitting the 60-minute mark, which I've been keeping an eye on because I think that's well and truly enough for this talk. Now, I just noticed that my angel card was sitting out when I tidied up the shelf with the decks. So I'm just going to show you this as we finish up. And it's called Signs because it's exactly what I've been talking about. And our previous card was Manifestation, right? Earlier on with the angels. So to trust your guidance, move forward, and manifesting is easier than we think. We don't ever need to like hold back in negativity waiting for something to manifest, all right? Manifestation is as smooth as her touching the divinity, the flow of divinity there, the magic of life, okay? Smooth flow, forward momentum, I accept, that's manifestation. And now we're seeing signs. So I'm just going to give us all this last reminder of the beauty of that. And I'll stand it up so we can look at that card. Signs. Because I remember this is another accurate, beautiful write-up in the Angels deck. Pay careful attention to the messages the angels give you now. You have asked for a sign and they deliver it. Notice and trust these signs. You've asked for heaven to help you. Now it's up to you to pay attention to the evidence of their help. This card signifies that your angels are trying to get your attention with signs. They might ask a butterfly or bird to fly near you, or they might compel you to hear a song several times. They might put an object in your path so that you have to notice it. Drawing this card is also a sign from your angels. They are trying to get through. Please notice. You can ask your angels to give you a sign whenever you have a question or a decision to make. Usually, it's not a good idea to specify what type of sign you'd like. Leave that up to the angels. They are very good at making their presence known. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Signs. Trust the signs and work with that flow. And there's some good intuitive teachers out there so that you can pick up what you've probably always been receiving, but you can put consciousness to it and become conscious of more signs when they hit you to ask further. You know, what does that sign mean? In any moment. Someone says something and you're in conversation, you get some kind of a inner feeling, knowing, hit, reminder, etc. You silently, from that feeling, ask further questions to your guidance team. They know exactly what's going on for you. Like, am I meant to follow this, or and ask it with determined sincerity. So you're not mucking about. You're like, am I meant to follow this? Is anything being said right now? And it's all through frequency. You're not necessarily thinking up the words, but you do need to be accurate and precise to what it is you want an answer for. So it's like, does that mean something? And allow the wider scope of your energetic being just to feel into how you feel. And that's why it's so important not to take in everything, but yet observe it like it is part of life's screen, right? But you're fully present as a loving present being, intention of that. But you don't have to take in everything because you're a loving present being. Okay? Otherwise you would get so bogged down thinking you have a role to help everyone. Okay? A lot of the time, and especially your guides, they know that there's this balance in this world of 8 billion people, that you're not there to do everything for everyone, or when you hear something, are you to fill in the gaps for them. You are to really check in with your unique assisting, so that you can use your time, attention wisely, and you know the guidance is for you. So that you can actually precisely move through the world with a lot more clarity as to whether your being that you have got to know and in divine guidance support receiving, you're moving through the world honestly with where you're needed. Otherwise, we get bogged down, and I don't want you to get bogged down. because we aren't here, any of us, as saviors. When we see people suffering, feel it, but we're not here as like, I have a role commitment to change everything. No, go so far as, how do I, in a healthy, balanced way, give some kind of assistance? And that's how we work as a light network. So just for those of you that take on way too much and wonder why things aren't changing, bring it back in, and you're working with the whole scope of things. So you can get more accurate as to your inner soul calling. That's who we are. We bring that forth, not look and try to send out ourselves to help everything. Okay? Let's leave it there. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening and helping bring forth everything. God bless, and bye for now.